There are many different kinds of monsters around the world, each with their own unique features and stories. Here are some of the most popular ones. Bigfoot. Bigfoot is a legendary creature that is believed to inhabit the remote areas of North America, especially the Pacific Northwest. It is also known by other names, such as Sasquatch, Yeti, or skunk ape, depending on the region and culture. Bigfoot is typically described as a hairy, ape-like being that stands upright and walks on two legs. It is said to be very tall, ranging from 6 to 10 feet, 1.8 to 3 meters, in height, and very muscular, weighing up to 800 pounds, 360 kilograms. Its fur is usually dark brown or black, but sometimes reddish or grayish. Its feet are proportionally large, measuring up to 24 inches, 60 centimeters, long and 8 inches, 20 centimeters, wide. Bigfoot is often regarded as a mysterious and elusive creature that avoids human contact and leaves behind only footprints, hair samples, or vocalizations as evidence of its existence. Some people claim to have seen or heard Bigfoot in the wild, but their accounts are often inconsistent or unreliable. The most famous piece of evidence for Bigfoot is a short film shot by Roger Patterson in 1971, which shows a female Bigfoot walking along a riverbank in Northern California. However, the authenticity of the film has been disputed by many experts and critics, who argue that it is a hoax or a misidentification of a bear or a human in a costume. Despite the lack of conclusive proof, many enthusiasts and researchers continue to search for Bigfoot and study its possible origins, behavior, and ecology. Vampires are creatures of the night that have risen from the dead and survive by drinking the blood of the living. They are often considered to be the epitome of evil, seduction, and immortality. Vampires have various origins and characteristics depending on the culture and time period, but some common features are: pale skin. Vampires have a pale complexion because they lack blood circulation and are sensitive to sunlight. Sunlight can burn or destroy them, depending on the legend. Some vampires can use magic or technology to protect themselves from the sun, while others can only come out at night. 1. Sharp fangs. Vampires have long, pointed teeth that they use to pierce the skin and veins of their prey. They can retract or hide their fangs to blend in with humans, or show them to intimidate or attract their victims. Aversion to garlic and holy symbols. Vampires are repelled by garlic and holy symbols, such as crosses, crucifixes, or holy water. These items can cause them pain or weakness, or even kill them in some cases. This is because vampires are associated with the devil and sin, and garlic and holy symbols represent purity and faith. Transformation. Vampires can change their shape or form into animals or mist, depending on the legend. The most common animal forms are bats and wolves, which allow them to fly or run faster, respectively. Mist allows them to pass through cracks or escape from danger. Some vampires can also turn into other humans or creatures, such as rats, spiders, or snakes. Hypnosis and seduction. Vampires can manipulate the minds and emotions of their victims, either by eye contact, voice, or touch. They can make them forget, obey, or fall in love with them. Vampires often use their charm and beauty to lure their prey into a false sense of security or desire. Vampires are popular in literature, movies, and TV shows because they represent a fascinating and frightening combination of horror and romance. They also explore themes such as life and death, good and evil, power and weakness, and love and lust. Some of the most famous vampire works are The Vampire by John Polidori, 1819. Dracula by Bram Stoker, 1897, Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu, 1872, Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice, 1976, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, 2005. Zombies are a popular theme in horror stories and games, as they represent a fear of death, disease, and loss of identity. They also pose a moral dilemma for the survivors, who have to face the horror of killing their former friends or family members who have turned into zombies. Some of the most famous works featuring zombies are Night of the Living Dead, 1968, This is the film that started the modern zombie genre, directed by George A. Romero. It tells the story of a group of people trapped in a farmhouse surrounded by zombies, who try to survive the night. The Walking Dead, 2010-present. This is a TV series based on a comic book series of the same name, created by Robert Kirkman. It follows the adventures of Rick Grimes, a former sheriff who leads a group of survivors in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. Resident Evil, 1996-present. This is a video game franchise that features zombies as one of the main enemies. The games revolve around the Umbrella Corporation, a biotechnology company that creates zombies and other mutants by experimenting with a virus called the T-virus. The Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a legendary creature that is believed to live in the deep waters of Loch Ness, a large lake in the Scottish Highlands. It is usually described as having a long neck, a humped back, and flippers, resembling a prehistoric marine reptile called a plesiosaur. The Loch Ness Monster has fascinated people for centuries, and has inspired many books, movies, and TV shows. The first recorded sighting of Nessie was in the 6th century, when an Irish monk named Saint Columba reportedly encountered a beast in the River Ness that was attacking a man. Saint Columba commanded the beast to stop and leave the man alone, and the beast obeyed. Since then, there have been hundreds of reported sightings of Nessie by locals and tourists alike, who claim to have seen her head, neck, or body emerge from the water or swim across the surface. The most famous evidence for Nessie's existence is the surgeon's photo from 1934, which shows a dark shape with a long neck and a small head in the water. The photo was taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, a London doctor who claimed he saw Nessie while driving along the loch. The photo was Valkyries are female deities of war and death in Old Norse mythology, who serve the god Odin, the ruler of Asgard. They are also known as Odin's maidens, wish maidens, or choosers of the slain. They fly on horseback over the battlefields, wearing helmets, shields, and spears, and select the most heroic warriors who die in combat. They then escort them to Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain, where they become Einherjar, or, once fighters. In Valhalla, the Valkyries serve mead to the Einherjar, who train and feast in preparation for the final battle of Ragnarok, the doom of the gods. Valkyries are often depicted as beautiful and fierce women, who combine the qualities of grace and strength. They are also associated with love and romance, as they sometimes fall in love with mortal heroes or become their lovers. Some of the most famous Valkyries are Freya, the goddess of love and war; Brynhild, the shield maiden who was cursed by Odin to sleep in a ring of fire; and Sigrun, the daughter of a king who avenged her father's death by killing her own husband. 3. Valkyries are also connected to ravens, swans, and horses. Dragons are mythical creatures that resemble large reptiles or serpents, with scales, claws, wings, and tails. They can breathe fire or other elements, such as ice, lightning, or poison. They are found in many cultures around the world, and have different meanings and roles depending on the context. Some dragons are benevolent and wise, while others are evil and greedy. Dragons are often associated with magic and power, and are revered or feared by humans. The origin and variation of dragons are influenced by the geography and history of different regions. In the ancient Near East and Indo-European mythologies, dragons were often seen as enemies of the gods or the forces of chaos, and were slain by heroes or storm gods. For example, in Greek mythology, Hercules killed the Lernaean Hydra, a multi-headed dragon that grew 2 more heads for each one cut off. In Norse mythology, Sigurd killed Fafnir, a dwarf who turned into a dragon after being corrupted by a cursed treasure. In contrast, in East Asian cultures, dragons were usually regarded as benevolent and auspicious beings that had control over water and weather. Mermaids are mythical creatures that have the upper body of a human and the lower body of a fish. They are usually female and have long hair, scales, and a tail. Mermaids can sing beautifully and lure sailors to their doom, or fall in love with humans and grant them wishes. Mermaids are part of many legends and stories across different cultures, and have different origins and characteristics depending on the context. The first account of mermaids was found in ancient Assyria, where the goddess Atargatis transformed herself into a mermaid out of shame for accidentally killing her human lover. Since then, mermaids have appeared in the folklore of many countries, such as Greece, Ireland, Scotland, China, Japan, Korea, India, Africa, and the Caribbean. Some of these mermaids are benevolent and helpful, while others are malevolent and dangerous. Some common features of mermaids are singing. Mermaids have enchanting voices that can attract or hypnotize humans. In some legends, mermaids use their singing to lure sailors to their death, such as the sirens in Greek mythology. In other legends, mermaids use their werewolves are mythical creatures that have the ability to transform from human to wolf or wolf-like form during a full moon. They are often considered to be cursed or infected by another werewolf, and have no control over their transformation. Werewolves are strong, fast, and ferocious, but can be killed by silver weapons or wolfsbane, a poisonous plant that affects them like arsenic. The origin and variation of werewolves are influenced by the folklore and mythology of different cultures and regions. The earliest surviving example of a man-to-wolf transformation is found in the Epic of Gilgamesh, from around 2100 BC. The word, werewolf, comes from Old English werwolf, meaning man-wolf. 3. In ancient Greece and Rome, werewolves were often associated with the god Zeus or the goddess Diana, who could turn themselves or others into wolves. 4. In medieval Europe, werewolves were seen as enemies of the Christian faith and were persecuted as witches or heretics. 1. In some legends, werewolves could transform by wearing a wolfskin or a magic belt, while in others, they could only be cured by a kiss from their true love. Chupacabra is a legendary creature that is believed to prey on livestock and suck their blood. It is mainly reported in Latin America and the southern United States, where it has caused fear and panic among farmers and ranchers. Chupacabra means goat sucker in Spanish, and it is named after its supposed favorite victim. It is described as having spikes, claws, fangs, and glowing eyes, and as being able to run fast and jump high. Some people believe that Chupacabra is an alien or a genetic experiment gone wrong, while others think that it is a natural animal or a hoax. The origin of the Chupacabra legend is traced back to Puerto Rico in 1995, when the first sightings and descriptions were reported. The creature was said to have killed and drained the blood of several animals, such as goats, sheep, chickens, and dogs. The story spread quickly to other countries, such as Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and the United States. Since then, there have been hundreds of alleged sightings and encounters with Chupacabra, as well as photos and videos of supposed corpses or specimens. However, there is no conclusive evidence. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. If think that I have to improve in certain areas, comment below. Thank you.